Oh, all right. Hey, Hannah. This is Arlo. Um, I'm going to use him for my demonstration model for a few stretches and the neck traction that we talked about for capers. So, I will, full disclosure, I sedated him earlier today so I could finally trim his nails because he's a bad boy. So, I think he's going to be very cooperative. Let me take your collar off. So, the scalene or the scalenus muscle are the ventral, hey, you're okay. Hi, honey. The ventral neck muscles that on some dogs can get really tight, especially if they have kind of cervical issues. And Capers wasn't reactive at all, but I think it would just be nice to consider for him. And like you said, it always feels good when your chiropractor does it to you. So all you're going to do is the first thing is and Gail's going to get in the picture. You're fine, buddy-o. So I just first try to get the head to where he's pointing his nose directly up. And you have a scalenus on each side. And so what we're going to do is hold it up, and then I'm going to kind of try to keep everything stable. And I do have his head pushed against my body. And now I'm just going to turn slightly. So we're going to get a nice stretch in here. And ideally for stretches, you want to do it for about 20 to 30 seconds. Good boy, Arlo. Good boy. You can kind of just gently massage when you're doing it. And stretching, ideally, you want to do when they're a little bit, kind of warmed up. Of course, you can't warm up neck muscles, but I would do it, maybe more towards end of the day. You can definitely do it twice a day. But anyway, so, and then the key for stretching is just to release slowly. And so for the other side, you're just going to do the same thing. Relax, boo. I think he's a little tentative that I might be doing something bad again to him. So again, you're going to come up to midline, or right in the middle, and then we're just going to kind of rotate him. You're fine. And this is kind of normal, what he just did, what I see some dogs do. So if that happens, just go slower, because you got to let them trust you. You're not yanking their neck off. And then, so here's another one. Okay, so that's a scalenus or neck stretch that I think would be beneficial for capers. Then the next one, I have to get off your fuzzy bed, is just the shoulder stretch. You might not do it. That's pretty self-explanatory. Can you? You're fine. I'm not trimming nails, I promise. But basically, you're in a comfy position. I think he's gonna fight me on this because he thinks I'm not gonna do your nails. But the key is, hey, Bubby, hopefully you can see this. Here's his shoulder here. So I just gently kind of put a hand behind the elbow. And then I'm just kind of just holding, for him, he's so small, I'm just putting my fingers in front of his shoulder just to kind of isolate. So I'm going to, Doodle, you're fine. You might fight me on this one. But essentially, you're just going to, oh, there you go. You're fine. Just push it straight. And again, the reasoning for my left hand on his shoulder is just actually to isolate that. And then you're just going to kind of hold that in an extension. If we wanted to go a little further and kind of get his lats, which are, kind of these muscles back here, you could then not isolate in front of the shoulder and just do a full, I think you've seen me do that with capers, is we just kind of go forward. You're fighting me. You're fighting me. Yes, you are. What else? Oh, the neck traction. So, the neck traction we can do, again, when they're laying kind of nice in this sternal position. And all you're going to do is, again, just ever so slowly so that they buy into it, is I'm just going to kind of get my fingers behind the back of his skull, and my hands are kind of just supporting his head, and I'm just going to kind of I think about pointing my thumb and pushing them slowly towards, like you or the phone right now. You're all right. And if they consistently, or Capers consistently fights you on it, you know, don't push it. But sometimes it's a matter of you might just be moving too quickly. And I'm going to send you a pre-made for this one. They do it a little bit differently. You can, I think I had told you, do it on the side. And that's how they do this video. I like having one hand here. Look out. And then the other hand just behind. And you're kind of, you know, and I find that most dogs like this position a little bit better. So then I'm just kind of pushing. There you go. And it does feel good. So, and then they just kind of relax. So that one, the video that I'll send you to, just to go along with this, has similarly, I'm just going to move you a little bit. There you go. Good boy. It has where you use one hand to kind of stabilize, and then you're kind of pulling in that direction. And again, just ever so slightly, like you're tightening a rubber band. And you hold it for as long as you want, really. Some people recommend a couple minutes. I don't feel like a lot of dogs will let you do that, or we just get impatient. So you can do 30 seconds to a minute, then let it relax. And if you wanted to do another one, you could do another one. And you don't have to do both sides, because ideally with this, you should be kind of getting both sides if you're going in, you know, basically a straight plane forward. I think those are the big ones for him, since he's got some hip arthritis. I didn't feel any issues with his extension, but you could do hip extensions too. So here he's in flexion, and all I do is I get my hand on his knee to kind of help push it. He's fighting me. And the key too is you do want it kind of like raised off the bed, kind of in a normal plane. You don't want things kind of dangling in or something like that. There you go. I'm not hurting you. You're so suspect. But anyway, I just wanted to show you those. I'll send these to you, and we can go over them, or let me know if you have any questions. All right.